In the small village of Sunapur, nestled along the banks of a mighty river, lived a boy named Ravi. Sunapur was beautiful, with lush green fields, tall palm trees, and a sky that seemed to stretch forever. But life was not easy for its people. The river that gave the village its beauty also brought floods every few years, destroying homes and fields. Ravi was the youngest of 3 siblings in a family of fishermen. His father, Ramesh, worked tirelessly to catch enough fish to sell at the market, while his mother, Shanti, looked after their home. Though their life was simple, Ravi's heart was filled with dreams. Ravi was not like other boys his age. While they spent their time playing by the river, Ravi often sat under a large banyan tree with a notebook and a pencil, drawing pictures of boats, machines, and bridges. He dreamed of one day building something that would protect his village from the floods. His father would laugh and say, "Dreams are for the rich, Ravi. We are fishermen. Our lives belong to the river." But Ravi didn't stop dreaming. One year, the rains came early and heavier than anyone had expected. The river swelled and soon overflowed its banks. The water rushed into the village, sweeping away homes, animals, and crops. Ravi's family climbed to the roof of their small hut, waiting for help. When the floodwaters finally receded, the village was left in ruins. Many families, including Ravi's, lost everything. The villagers were devastated, but they were also resilient. They began to rebuild, just as they always had. But for Ravi, this flood was different. As he helped his family pick up the pieces, he vowed to find a way to stop the floods from destroying their lives again. One day, as Ravi walked along the riverbank collecting driftwood, he noticed a group of strangers. They were engineers from the city, sent to assess the damage caused by the flood. Ravi watched them curiously as they measured the river's depth and took notes. Summoning his courage, Ravi approached one of the men. "Sir, can you stop the floods?" he asked. The man looked at Ravi and smiled. "Stopping the floods completely is very difficult, but we can try to manage them." "Why do you ask?" Ravi explained how the floods had destroyed his village and shared his dream of building something to protect it. The man, whose name was Arjun, was impressed by Ravi's determination. "You're a bright boy," Arjun said. "If you want to make a difference, you need to study. Education is the key to solving problems like this." These words stuck with Ravi. That evening, he told his parents about his encounter and his desire to study. His father was skeptical. "We barely have enough to eat, Ravi. How will we afford your education?" But his mother, Shanti, saw the fire in Ravi's eyes. "Let him try, Ramesh," she said. "If anyone can bring change, it's our son." With his parents' reluctant support, Ravi enrolled in the nearest school. It was a 2-hour walk each way, but Ravi didn't mind. He studied hard, often staying up late under the dim light of an oil lamp. In school, Ravi excelled in mathematics and science. His teachers noticed his talent and encouraged him to dream big. One teacher, Mr. Naresh, even gave Ravi extra books to read about engineering and construction. But life was not without challenges. Some of the other students teased Ravi for being a poor fisherman's son. "What will you do with all this knowledge?" they mocked. "You'll still end up fishing like your father." Ravi ignored their taunts, using their words as motivation to work even harder. After years of hard work, Ravi completed school with top marks. His teachers suggested he apply for a scholarship to a prestigious engineering college in the city. Ravi was thrilled but nervous. He had never been to a city before, and the idea of leaving his family and village scared him. Shanti, seeing his hesitation, said, "Go, my son. The river may have taken much from us, but it has also given you your dreams. Follow them." With her blessing, Ravi traveled to the city. It was unlike anything he had ever seen: tall buildings, busy streets, and endless noise. He felt small and out of place, but he reminded himself of his purpose. Ravi's scholarship covered his tuition, but he still needed money for food and other expenses. To make ends meet, he worked part-time jobs, cleaning tables at a cafe and delivering newspapers in the early mornings. Despite his struggles, Ravi thrived in college. He soaked up every lesson and spent hours in the library, researching flood management systems and dam construction. After graduating with honors, Ravi was offered a job with a renowned engineering firm. But instead of taking it, he decided to return to Sunapur. His heart belonged to his village, and he knew his purpose lay there. When Ravi arrived home, the villagers were both surprised and proud. "You've become a big man now," they said. "Why have you come back?" "I have come to help," Ravi replied. Using his knowledge, Ravi began designing a plan to protect Sunapur from future floods. He proposed building a series of levees and drainage channels to redirect the river's overflow. He also suggested planting trees along the riverbank to prevent soil erosion. But implementing these ideas required money and resources that the village didn't have. Ravi decided to approach the local government for funding. Armed with his designs and a heartfelt plea, he traveled to the district office. But the officials were dismissive. "We have bigger problems to deal with," they said. "Your little village is not our priority." Frustrated but undeterred, Ravi turned to the people of Sunapur. He organized meetings, explaining his plans and why they were important. Slowly, he gained their trust and support. The villagers, though poor, began contributing whatever they could: money, labor, and materials. Ravi also reached out to NGOs and charitable organizations, sharing his vision. After months of persistence, he secured enough funding to begin the project. Construction began, and the entire village pitched in. Men, women, and even children worked together, digging trenches, carrying stones, and planting trees. Ravi led the efforts, often working from dawn till dusk. The project faced many obstacles: equipment broke down, funds ran low, and some villagers doubted it would work. But Ravi never gave up. He reminded everyone of their shared goal and the better future they were building for their children. After 2 years of hard work, the flood management system was complete. The levees stood strong, the drainage channels were ready, and the riverbank was lined with sturdy trees. The following year, the rains came again, heavier than ever. The villagers watched anxiously as the river rose. But this time, the water did not overflow. The levees held, and the drainage channels diverted the excess water safely away. For the first time in years, Sunapur was spared from destruction. The villagers celebrated, their hearts filled with gratitude and pride. Ravi became a hero, not just in Sunapur but in neighboring villages as well. People came from far and wide to see the young man who had turned his dreams into reality. But Ravi remained humble. "This is not just my success," he said. "It belongs to all of us who believed in a better future." Years passed, and Sunapur thrived. The village grew, with new schools, markets, and opportunities. Ravi continued to work on projects to improve the lives of his people, always staying true to his roots. The boy who once sat under a banyan tree with a notebook had become a symbol of hope and determination. And though life was still full of challenges, the people of Sunapur faced them with strength, knowing that together, they could overcome anything.